Assalamu alaikum. So of course recently in the media, British Muslims have not been portrayed in the best of manners. In fact, it's been quite negative. And especially with this recent program that came out, which was titled What British Muslims Really Think. That program, I have to say, was a complete fail. They did not capture the thoughts and the emotions of all the Muslims. In fact, they probably only asked about 1% of the Muslims, and even that was selective. So I really did not like that program. But again, it was just an example of, you know, the attack on Muslims by the media, and it just in general, it hasn't been positive recently. However, in the last week or so, in the last couple of days, there has been some really positive news for British Muslims, some really interesting stories that I want to discuss. Most of them, if not all of them, you probably have heard of because it's been in the news. But again, I want to discuss a couple of them. Also, what I want to discuss is, you know, have British Muslims been integrating? You know, what's our role and what have we been doing? You know, and how can we as Muslims really up the game? So first up in the news, I'm sure you've all heard Nadiya Hussain. Nadia Hussain, who of course she won last year the Bake Off on BBC. She is a British Bangladeshi Muslim. British Bangladeshi Muslim. And what did she do last week? She baked the cake for the Queen's 90th birthday. She baked the cake for the Queen's 90th birthday. That's massive. That's a massive thing to do. So really well done to her. She's really like utilized the talent that she has, and you know, now look at where she's gone with it. You know, she really believed in herself. If you see the interviews with her, she really, you know, she was really emotional, and she's been working really hard. So honestly, Nadia, if you're watching this, a real big well done to you. Keep it up, keep up the hard work. And you know, again, it's an inspiration to people like myself. I'm a Bangladeshi Muslim who's living in Britain, was born in Britain. So again, it's inspirational.
I'm never going to say I don't think I can. I can, and I will.
Next up, we have Riyad Mahrez. Riyad Mahrez is a football player for Leicester City. He's an Algerian Muslim, and of course recently he just won the PFA Player of the Year award. I don't even support Leicester City. However, I can tell you that Leicester City and Riyad Mahrez, they deserve the title this season. Why do they deserve the title? Because they've just been, I don't know, they've surprised all of us. But Riyad Mahrez, I want to concentrate on him. He's a Muslim, Algerian, like I mentioned, and he won the Player of the Year award. You know, all these foreigners, they're coming and they're taking all of our awards. What's going on? Well, I can tell you that in the last decade or so, I think about half of the winners of this award have been foreigners, by the way. Yeah. So again, massive well done to him. He's really gone far. I don't think he probably expected this. I don't think Leicester expected this. But again, another Muslim really doing his thing.
And the winner of the 2016 PFA Men's Player of the Year award goes to Leicester City's Riyad Mahrez.
Next up, I need to mention Sister Malia Voitier. Sister Malia Voitier, the first black woman to become the president of the NUS. That's massive in itself. But remember, she's also a Muslim, a British Muslim. She's been getting a lot of hate. I've been reading tweets and I've been seeing interviews, and there's been a lot of heat. And she's getting a lot of hate on social media. However, if you're watching this, Sister Malia, just keep it up, keep up the hard work. You're doing an awesome job, and you know, from what I've seen so far, you haven't been crumbling under the pressure. You've been doing a massive job, and again, it just shows that she believed in herself. She fought hard against all these haters, and she got herself into a position that she wanted to be in. And now I really hope that she can really, you know, make a change, use her influence for a positive thing, and I know she's definitely going to do that.
NUS's first black woman president.
Also, just today, in fact, I was reading on the BBC News website that we have a young girl by the name of Maria from Luton, again, another Muslim, 8 years old. 8 years old, and she memorized the Quran in 2 years. She's just finished. Wow. I mean, I memorized the Quran. I finished when I was like 15 years old, and it took me well over 3 years. She done it in 2 years, and she's half my age. Wow, obviously at that time, not right now. But again, if you're watching this, mashallah, well done. I pray that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blesses you and I pray that Allah really allows you to embody the Quran in every walk of life. Again, it's an inspiration, you know, this young girl, she, of course with the help of her parents, may Allah bless her parents as well, and her teachers, she really believed in herself and she did it.
To do the opening presentations.
Also, I have to give a shout out to you know, a couple of Muslims that I know who ran in the London Marathon this weekend. The London Marathon, again, you know, I can barely walk a mile, forget running a mile, and these people, they ran for, I don't know how much it was, 25 to 30 miles around London. Again, it's an inspiration, and not only did they run, but they ran for a great cause. They ran for their charities. I'm sure they raised thousands of pounds. You know, I personally know people who did it. And again, just massive well done. It's an inspiration to us. And this is what I want to talk about, honestly. These people, you know, these are just a few of the people that have made it to the media. I'm sure there's so many more in Britain, Muslims doing their thing. But these people, they are inspiring to us. Why? Because, you know, they believed in themselves, they did what they had to do, and they did it for a good cause, and they're going to use what they have, they're going to use the skills and the talent that they have for a good purpose, to influence other people, to inspire other people. And honestly, this is another great show of British Muslims who are in fact integrating. These British Muslims, they are integrating, and this is great hope for us as Muslims, really. Now, of course, I didn't just make this video just to, you know, just to tell you about these people, because I'm sure you've heard about them anyway in the media, and I'm sure you've read about them, and you've read articles and you've seen videos. That's not the purpose of this video. The purpose of this video really was, you know, for me to share, because I felt inspired after reading these stories and hearing about these people. We as Muslims, we need to really step up our game. What do I mean by that? Okay, let me tell you. I've met so many Muslims. Alhamdulillah, I've been blessed to meet Muslims around the country. I've been to so many different events, and I've networked, and I've met Muslims. And I'll tell you one thing that I've realized about these Muslims. So many of these Muslims, especially the younger generation, this video, by the way, I'm mainly targeting the younger generation of Muslims. However, of course, in extension, it goes out to all the Muslims that are watching. So the younger generation of Muslims, because it's time for us really to step up. You guys have so much talent. I've seen the skills that you have. I've seen the creativity side of you. But I just feel like, you know, and I don't blame you because of what's been happening in the media, and, you know, I'm sure there's influences all around, whether it's from family, whether it's from society, whether it's from your community, whoever it's from, your friends. But I just feel like we as young Muslims, we're afraid to unleash the creative side, unleash our talent, unleash our skills. Why are we scared to do it? What are we afraid of? Are you afraid of failing? Is that what you're afraid of? Are you afraid of, oh, you know, when I go out there in the public sphere, I'm going to make a mistake? Or is that what you're afraid of? I'll tell you right now, if that's what you're afraid of, if that's the only thing that you're afraid of, then you're really wasting your time. You're wasting your talent. You're wasting, you know, benefiting yourself and other people, because everyone makes mistakes. We're human beings. We're bound to make mistakes, you know. Even someone who reaches the highest level, you know, they get a master's, they go on to do a PhD, they're gonna make mistakes. Doesn't matter how smart you are, doesn't matter how old you are, how experienced you are, how young you are, you're gonna make mistakes. So don't be scared to unleash that side. Don't be scared to unleash your talents, because I've seen it, you know, I've seen it. We as Muslims, we need to step it up. We honestly need to step it up, you know. Whether you're into writing, creative writing, you might like writing poetry like me, you might like writing prose, you might writing, you know, novels or whatever it is, you might like singing, nasheeds, you might have a beautiful voice for Quran recitation, you might like art, you might like drawing, what else is there, you know, sports, you might be a great speaker, you might be into, you know, cooking, like Nadia, for example. You might be, there's so many examples I can give you, and so many talents that you can really embody, and there's so many things that you can be interested in. And I've seen it. I know so many people that are so talented, but they are letting their talent go to waste. And this is what I want to speak about. This is really what I want to emphasize on, that the talent is out there. There are Muslims, every single one of you watching, you have a talent, you have a skill, you have something that you can utilize. However, I just feel like we're not doing enough You know, we should be out there, we should be the movers and shakers, and we should be really having an impact on ourselves, having an impact on our community, having an impact on Muslims, on non-Muslims. We can do so much. I promise you that we can do so much, but we're afraid. I don't know what it is. Are we afraid, or are we just lazy, or we're just not hardworking, or we just don't believe in ourselves enough? Lack of confidence it might be. I'm not sure what it is. But you know, let me give you an example. The best of people after the prophets were the Sahaba radiallahu anhum. And the Sahaba, they're the greatest examples for us, of course. You know, they used to worship Allah, they used to pray, they used to fast, they used to do everything. And we as Muslims, of course, we are obliged to do that as well, and inshallah we do that. But at the same time, you know, you had Sahaba who are multi-talented, and they used their talent, they used their skills. Why did they use their skills? What did they do? Did they just waste it? No, they used it on themselves. They used it to benefit themselves. They used it to benefit the Muslims. They used it to serve the deen, of Islam. Let me give you an example. You know, you had Sahaba who were great poets, like Hassan bin Thabit. He was an awesome poet, you know. You had other Sahaba who were masters of language, and they utilized that, like Umar radiallahu anh, master of the Arabic language. You had others who were great when it came to horse riding. Others were great when it came to archery. Others were great when it came to running. You know, others were great when it came to the Sahaba. They had so much talent. But the thing is, they utilized it. You know, you had Sahaba who were businessmen. They were rich. Not all of them were just poor, you know. Sahaba, they were rich, like Uthman radiallahu anh, like Abdurrahman bin Auf radiallahu anh, you know. These guys were businessmen. They used their talent in business to make a difference. They served the deen of Allah. And this is exactly what we have to do. So really, this video was just to share that with you. I feel inspired. I feel like, you know what? I know I have certain skills. I know I have certain talents. I need to utilize those talents. I need to make use of it. I'm young now. I've got the time. You know, I've got the strength. Alhamdulillah. Allah gave me, you know, the strength. Allah's given me the time. He's given me the motivation. Why not? Why don't I go out and do something? And all of you can do the same. Every single one of you watching, you can do exactly the same thing. Go out there and make a difference, you know. Use your talent. Whether it's poetry, go. Carry on writing. Don't let anyone stop you. Whether it's, you know, you like singing, whether it is you like drawing, whether it is, you know, you like this, or you're into business, or, you know, you're a great speaker, you're a good teacher, you're a good doctor, whatever it is, don't let anyone stop you. Keep going out there, keep doing your thing, keep pushing hard, keep working hard, and don't be demotivated. Oh, you know, I don't have enough followers, or, you know, I'm not getting enough likes and things like that. You're not doing it for the people. You know, this talent that Allah gave you, this talent that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gifted you with, is not for the people per se. You know, you can benefit other people. It's not about the fame and the name and all these things, you know. If you are sincere in what you do, you will see Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He will open up opportunities for you. I've seen it. Allah will open up opportunities for you. And, you know, opportunities that you probably never ever expected, Allah will open it up for you. So inshallah, I pray that every single person watching, I hope you're motivated to utilize the skill, the talent that you have, and unleash that creativity. Like I said before, use your creative skills and be creative, because we as Muslims, we're behind right now. When it comes to creativity, we're so behind. We need to up the game. We really need to show people what we're made out of. And, you know, don't be disheartened by what you see in the media. You go out there and you make your own media, you know? Go out there and make your own name, make your own, you know, stamp it on the people, and just show everyone what you're really capable of, inshallah. So I hope you enjoyed this video, inshallah. Make sure you share it, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and keep doing your thing, inshallah. Salam, peace.